Hello everyone and welcome to the Chronicles of Gamers. My name is Lord Brioche, or rather my username. And with me today, I have Efocutioner. Say hello.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. You forgot the most important part though.
Did I though? Maybe I wanted to ask if you were
I'm so sorry.
Well
you
first.
know what? I'm doing okay, man. Went for an early morning workout and saw some pretty interesting things happening on Broadway where I live at. So I might go to the art festival that's in our neighborhood.
Nice. That sounds fun.
Play some Injustice. Who knows? Cool. One of those two.
Anyways, this is a podcast where we talk about our love-hate relationship with video games.
I see what you did there.
See, we're gonna mix things up a little, so people will be like, "Oh, wait, what? She didn't do the thing like after introducing the shit." So kind of stir the pot, mix things up. Yeah. All right. Anyways, so would you like to kick things off for us?
No, because I didn't ask how you were doing. That'd be rude of me not to ask how you're doing.
I'm doing swell.
Swell as well, or?
Sure.
Or swell as like Taco Bell.
Well? Oh, swell as Taco Bell. I don't know. Taco
Bell's doing pretty swell.
Maybe. Taco Bell's okay. It's okay.
No, Taco Bell's really good until you have to go to the bathroom. Then it's really hell, so.
As well as Taco Bell hell.
Okay, I'll stop. So, we're going to kick it off to It's All About the Hype, where we talk about any video game news, industry news that we like or we hate, but it makes us hype, man. So, hype. Hype. And I guess I'm going to kick it off. So, oh man, I don't know where I want to start. I mean, let's see.
There's a lot to talk about.
I know, right? I guess we could start with Bethesda and the paid mod fiasco. So Bethesda's Creation Club came out. If you guys haven't heard, Bethesda was going to regulate this little system where you would be able to purchase mods and be able to play on your Fallout 4 game. This would have been actually really useful for, PS4 people who couldn't play mods, like, download free mods. And Bethesda would have had its own little system that would have worked with the game, and it would have been like, oh, I got mods. Without really having, you would have paid for mods, but it would have been a lot more lenient, per se. So in theory, the Creation Club that I kind of bashed during our E3 episode, I was expecting Bethesda to milk the crap out of this thing, give us low-key bullshit, and really just, fuck it up. And it looks like I was right, so, but I didn't want to really be right. What they're doing with the Creation Club is they basically took some free mods that other people had made, made it a little bit less as good as the free mods, put it up on their Creation Club site. Especially if you have the PC, you have it preloaded on your computer when you go on to access the Creation Club. So it's like you'll have the mods preloaded, but the only thing stopping you is like a small key that you get when you purchase the game, and then it just activates the mods that are on your computer, and then you can just use them. But what I was expecting from the Creation Club later on, once I really got a chance to look at it and read what they were promising, was I thought like this would be a good time for modders to be able to upload their stuff and get a commission for each time people went on and purchased their mods. I kind of thought of it as like Steam's Greenlight. I don't know why I thought that in my head, but that's what it kind of seemed like anyways, where like the mod, like people who made the mods, they can just pay for it to be up, and then people can just purchase the mods, and then like the creator of the mod would get like a nice little portion, and Bethesda would get a small portion because they're really not doing anything, they're just supporting the site. But instead, if you're a modder and you put it up on Creation Club, you get a small time fee. So like Bethesda pays you a small amount, but they get to keep the rights and they get to keep all the money that you make from your mod. And they don't get to credit you on your mod. And they get to keep that mod and use that mod in other games as well. And that's what it's looking like right now. So, and then of course the whole, you have to use real world money to buy some credits. And then if you get the credits, it's never enough credits to buy whatever mods you need. So you buy your mods, but then you'll have like leftover credits. And then you'll be like, oh man, I have leftover credits. I probably should like buy something else. And then that's how they get you, man. Creation Club. Yay. I know, Lord Brioche is very confusing too.
I don't know. I'm just of all the names they could have picked, they picked Creation Club.
Why?
Like it sounds like
they're still your creation.
That would be like in my elementary or middle school or something. You know?
Wait, you're what?
Like in a middle school or in elementary school. You know, like the Creation Club. Let's have fun, you guys, and create things.
And then we get to keep all your profit.
I see what you were saying earlier about the mod creator putting it up on the site and then them receiving a portion of the money while Bethesda receives a portion of the money. That, with additional other details as well, that seems fair to me. But the fact that Bethesda, I mean, I guess it really depends on how you look at it. Maybe some people don't mind not having credit or not receiving the money for their work. Maybe they just want to create and share, and that's totally okay. But for people who actually want to monetize, I guess, and, you know, get money from their creations, we all need to pay our bills somehow. The system seems rather unfair, so...
I guess what I was expecting, and then what I guess I'm glad my expectations were extremely low on this, but I kind of was expecting Bethesda to create this thing where, because they know so many people make mods for Skyrim, Fallout 4, whatever, man, Wolfenstein. Pretty much, I kind of thought this would be like the one-stop shopping center, or like I said with Steam Greenlight, where you have these modders, they come in and, you know, they'll upload their thing. I believe there's a fee that you have to pay. Oh, no, I think they pay you. Damn, I forgot what that one was. But, you know, upload it up on their site. And then if the mod did extremely well, this would be like a great sign for Bethesda to be like, huh, this guy created a good, you know, skin mod. Or he created a legit, what they keep calling this thing, mini DLC. Like, this guy created a mini DLC and it's doing well. And Bethesda can be like, huh, alright, well, let's give this guy some money, but it's doing so well. Maybe we can hire this guy, bring him on to another project. Like, I kind of thought Creation Club would be like a way for people to be able to showcase and people to be able to say like, hey, you know that, you know, mod that I made for Skyrim where people are like flying in the air or something like that, or maybe a mod in you know, Fallout 4 where everyone's Thomas the Tank Engine shooting fireballs and stuff. You know, I'd be like, hey, I made that and people love this mod, and then, you know, like, that'd be a great way for people to be able to like have a portfolio, just to be able to show like, I made this, I did a great job, I got money from this. You want to hire me as a programmer or a developer? But, and the whole thing about it is, Bethesda still would have got money. They would have got money for doing absolutely nothing if they had just like not been so damn greedy. Like, it really would have been close, or at least be. Thank you, Lord Brioche. Yo, even Schnog was saying, yo, we gotta make this tighter. I really think Schnog must have been in the meeting and been like, yo, man, we gotta take all the money. We ain't giving them shit. We keeping it. The greedy. But no, in all honesty, I was really expecting better from Creation Club. Hopefully they can redeem themselves. I mean, there is time. I do want to talk about this. I hope they do better. Bethesda, stop fucking up. You want to go, Lord Brioche?
Sure. So, on another note, in Sweden,
yes,
there's some awesome good news. So, in 2016, their game revenue hit 1.54 billion. And that's a lot of money. But what's really awesome is that they're becoming this article here says a global hotspot for the game industry. So there's actually a whole list of games that were made in Sweden, one of them being Minecraft, and they're coming out with good stuff. And they did some logistics, and so there's an increase in the number of women in the industry in Sweden. Let's see. They're also, because their game industry is growing so much, they're looking to hire people from around the world, and they're pulling up these offices in cities like, Los Angeles, New York, London, Berlin, to see if they can tap into the talent pool, as the article says. So that's pretty neat. When my friend showed me, I was like, oh, maybe I should go to Sweden and work there. So
maybe I should go to Sweden.
So, yeah, there are a growing number of game studios, a growing number of employees, and then, as I mentioned before, a growing number of women in the game industry. So things are looking up in the game industry for Sweden. So if you want to maybe get hired or something, maybe Sweden would be a good spot to check out. I don't know if you're willing. I've heard it can be pretty cold over there, though. So I mean,
it can't be colder than here.
In Chicago?
Yeah, man. It's already cold.
I don't know,
outside.
man.
Bro, it's so cold in Chicago that in November, any insects that are outside are instantly frozen. They're flash frozen. I just don't know what to say, man.
That's unfortunate.
We have a high number of pet loss for owners that walk their pets outside. And they just freeze to death. I don't know, probably.
Oh no, I was like, that sounds rather extreme. I don't think it's that cold.
Look, man, look, man. Chicago's the coldest city in the entire, somewhere in this country. I don't know, man. We're the coldest city. I don't want to hear about that. I don't mind going to Sweden. As long as you don't. I don't care, man.
Oh man, they're probably gonna be hitting Sweden too. Like, oh, you got a raise in game revenue? Give us your money.
Yo, Schnorr, let's go. He's like, hey, you want to make some loot boxes?
Oh no. Oh heavens. Okay. Anyways.
All right. Well, since we're talking about overseas at 1.5 billion, did you say? Was it
1.54 billion.
Yeah, 1.54 billion. I got something that's going to be worth $1 billion. It's called esports. Although we have a problem, folks. We got a flag on the play. We got a penalty. We got a red card. I don't know baseball terminology. I guess we got a strike or something. I don't really care. Fighting games could be too violent for the Olympics. And not just fighting games, but shooters as well. I should mention that as well. But for the Olympics, the Paris 2024 committee is heavily considering adding virtual games to its lineups. But the problem is that they're really worried about certain violent video games being showcased in the Olympics. They're getting kind of worried. Thomas Bach, the president of the International Olympic Committee, expressed some strong qualifiers as to what kind of games could possibly be included And he said pretty much those that don't, promote violence. So he wants any sports games. So you might get like NBA, 2K, Madden, which are both pretty violent sports if you think about it. I mean, someone actually got killed for playing Madden with his friend. Someone literally shot his buddy for beating him in NBA 2K, but and I'm not. Just, what the fuck do I know, right? And he's saying like games like Overwatch and Call of Duty are a little too much, and fighting games like Street Fighter V and Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U might not make it either. Certainly more family friendly games like Mortal Kombat, right? Because Mortal Kombat's pretty. And hey, it's gotten family friendly. But as of right now, it's not looking good for the parents. Paris 2024, we might not be able to get a chance. Although in the 2022 games of Asia, it's still gonna be a medal event, but they're still discussing like which games for at least Paris. I mean, not Paris, but for Asia. But I wanted to do some research because they were talking about certain violent video games, and they were worried about, Street Fighter and Overwatch. Overwatch really surprised the F out of me, because I'm like, there's no blood in Overwatch. So I decided to take a look and see what Olympic sports are qualified or A-OK for the committee. And here's what I found out by going on to the Olympics page, man. So olympic.org/sports. I went there and I took a look at the game. So for the summer sports section, I realized they have archery. They have basketball. Basketball is a very violent sport. Hey, if you're playing some serious basketball, look, elbows are being thrown. Look, man, LeBron's always falling down, so clearly everyone's too violent, right? Everyone's, look, man, LeBron's getting knocked over all the time. I see it. Look, they got boxing. Boxing is a Olympic sport. They got cycling, BMX. That's very violent. Because if you fall off your bike, what happens? Face hits the ground. That's a 10-0 matchup. Like, the ground always wins.
They're not like fighting each other in their bikes.
We got diving. Diving's pretty serious. Face hits the water. That's like an 8-2 matchup. We got equestrian jumping. That's where you ride on a horse. Are you telling me that's not violent? You're riding and hurting the horse by riding on it, man. That's violent as hell. Poor horse. He's getting hurt. Then we got fencing. You can't get no violent than fencing. You telling me fencing is okay, but me, using Tracer and just saying, cheers, love. I can't do that. And, you got football. Football is very violent. Now I'm talking about Mexicano football. So, that's violent as hell. Golf. That's violent. Because if you mess up your putt, you get mad, and then the club has to meet the ground. Club versus ground. That's a 10-0 matchup for the club, man. Or I think the ground, one of those two. What else? We got hockey. Hockey's pretty violent.
Actually, hockey, yeah.
Yo, man, after a while, you might as well just run around without the sticks and just start punching each other. They got judo, but that's not really that violent. They got rugby. Rugby, all they do is they run around throwing bows at each other. They just have a ball and... man, rugby. They got shooting. You telling me that's not violent?
Wait, like...
Yeah, it's kind of like where you do the pull thing and the guy has the gun and he's like, pull, and he shoots whatever out the air. But that's violent, because what about that weird disc thingy? That gets blown up, right? That's violent. We get to see his, dust and particles. That's a 11-1 matchup right there. Or, 11-1. Then you got table tennis. That's pretty damn violent.
It's so violent. Oh my gosh.
That's definitely violent. You got taekwondo. That's not as violent, but it's kind of in that range. Tennis. Poor ball. And then what happens if you fall in tennis, right? You scrape your knee. You know, what did I tell you about, the ground versus you? That's a 10-0 matchup. The ground always wins. I'm trying to tell you, man. And then you got trampoline. Yo, you bounce off a trampoline. What happens if you mess up? You break your back and, that's it. That's game over. That's as violent as you can get. Volleyball's pretty violent too, man. Because what happens if the person spikes the ball and it hits your face? Yo, man, face versus the ball, that's a 9-1 matchup. Ball always wins. And then they got wrestling, and
that one's actually pretty safe.
Wrestling?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, man. I saw WWE on Monday, so, I forgot how violent that is. But, I don't like this wrestling because there's no story involved into it. Like, how am I supposed to get hype? It's just two people, wrestling each other. I want to see, like, some actual drama. Look, man, look. All these things are violent, but they're in the Olympics. So I think Overwatch should definitely be in it. And especially Mortal Kombat. And I guess Street Fighter. Maybe. But definitely Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U. Or at least Melee. You can at least do Melee, right?
Yeah.
And Kingdom Fighters 14. What do you think, Lord Brioche?
On the real, though? Okay, like, with the exception of, like, golf and...
Yo, golf is violent. You haven't seen...
Diving.
Happy Madison? Did you not see Happy Madison? Was that not violent? What happened to Bob
Madison?
Barker, man?
Is that a movie?
Oh, you never see Happy Madison?
Wait. I'm thinking of there's another golfing movie with Adam Sandler, right? It's like Happy Gilmore.
Oh yeah, what did I say? Happy Madison? Oh yeah, Happy Gilmore.
Okay, that's why I was like Happy
Yeah,
Madison.
I'm sorry. Why did I say Happy Madison?
Dude, Madison is nowhere close to Gilmore.
I know. Happy Gilmore. See, I fucked.
Anyways, so with the exception of some of those sports, I can definitely see boxing, wrestling,
Groundhog
football,
Day,
rugby, hockey, because those are sports where there are players interacting with each other and aggressive actions can be taken against one another. So that's understandable. With video games, though, I guess, that's the whole controversy. Because on one hand, it's all virtual. You're not actually shooting at someone. You're not actually punching someone. It's all in the game screen and across the network. However, on the psychological side, I guess people worry that players can be affected by the violence in game, and there's also like viewers and Olympics.
Violence.
If you have a family and you're watching the Olympics with your kids, and I don't know, maybe the family isn't they're not ready to have their kids engage in more violent games with guns and blood and whatnot, then maybe that's where the difficulty comes in, because the Olympics, it's broadcast across like the entire world, and because it's such a huge event, I'm assuming there are rules where it needs to be public friendly and et cetera, et cetera. So but with I can see Melee. I don't think Melee's a little more on the not exactly cartoony side, but yeah, I would think it's more of a family friendly game. Overwatch, I don't think it's that bad either, because like you said, there's no blood. If I haven't played for a while, but if I remember correctly, there might have been like red marks to show that you're getting hurt, or maybe it's just like I can't.
No, it's just the word. It just says just the word.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, but it's pretty, and then it's not like they die gory deaths or anything. Nothing like Mortal Kombat. So like Mortal Kombat, I can understand.
Whoa! It's pretty family friendly. You can turn off the gore, and it'll be just a fine game.
But I really do hope that somehow they implement these sports somehow, even if it's just one game. Because, everything has a beginning. Everything will always start with some sort of... Even the earliest Olympic sports, way back then, they had trouble incorporating
some of the sports back then because of the same issues, violence, and et cetera, et cetera. So I think we're just entering. Yeah, we're just entering to a new stage. We might have to give it some time, but I really hope that people are able to use both good judgment and have a level head about deciding what to include in the Paris games.
If they are saying Overwatch is too violent, I'm going to say you have never seen rugby. Or you have never really seen a soccer match. Or you've never really seen basketball, man. People are falling down all the time in basketball. All the time. Esports. Put Injustice 2 in there. No one can complain about that. It's just a bunch of superheroes. Who's gonna get mad? Superheroes punch each other all the time. Alright, you can go, Lord Brioche. I'm done. Yo, man, I feel sorry for those horses. Those people that ride the horses. Is that not violent? You see that horse, poor horse, have that person on his back? Just riding them, hitting them. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, goodness. Well, speaking of horses and animals in general, Animal Farm is going to become a video game. So, I remember I don't know if they still have the same curriculum, but at my public school in high school, we had to read Animal Farm. And at the time, I thought it was really interesting. You know, there were a lot of interesting subjects. It was kind of, you know, one of those books that made me think. And let's see here. It will be an indie game, and there are several people coming from different parts of the industry to create this game. One coming from RuneScape. Let's see, George Baker from Fable, Kate Saxon from The Witcher 3. There's a number of people working on this game, and interestingly enough, it's still in development, and right now they're planning to have, it seems like, 2 different game modes. One where you get to play, you know, the different sides of the story. So there's the animal side where it says here that it's going to be like an adventure game where you play as one of the animals and then you go through the story while there's like a power struggle within the farm. And then the other side is more of a, I guess, a tycoon-esque game where you're trying to manage the farm. So that actually seems pretty interesting because, for one, like, there are a lot of video games out there where it's just like, oh, you play and you have fun, you know, it's whatever. Some of them have stories, some of them don't. To my knowledge, I haven't run into a lot of games with a lot of political material in it. Sometimes, a lot of it's satire. So, like, maybe they're making fun of Trump or, yeah, you know, games, they can be more on, like, the comedic side. But in my experience, I haven't seen a lot of games with more...
Bioshock.
Indeed, but it's cool that they're gonna, I guess, take this story, this novel by George Orwell, and turn it into a video game. It's gonna be interesting.
Super Mario Sunshine.
But anyways, Animal Farm. I'm actually interested to see like how much of the story's material they're going to incorporate. Because, you know, there's so many different aspects of the game. There's the gameplay, there's like the models and, you know, the technical side, the art.
True.
And I'm wondering like how much of the story and like how much political strife and philosophy will be involved in the game.
So there's a part in Animal Farm I hope they put in. It's that part where the spider writes messages in the web. And when the farmer sees the message, he looks at, you know, the message and it tells him what to do with the pig that's at the farm.
Isn't that Charlotte's Web?
Nah, I think that's Animal Farm.
No, that's not Animal Farm. That's definitely Charlotte's Web.
Look, is it not at a farm? Are they not animals? I think
no,
that's
they
animals.
are, but it's a different story.
Look, man, I could have sworn that was an Animal Farm, man. You can't tell me there wasn't a spider writing messages in web. You know, I think it was called, I think the spider's name was Malcolm. Look, if you don't think they're going to put anything about Malcolm's Web in there, you must be crazy.
Malcolm's Web. Nice.
Oh, man.
But
I see
Animal
you, babe.
Farm. Be on the lookout for it. I know I will. Because I liked the book in high school, but I also didn't like it because of how it made me feel. It made me feel really uncomfortable at times. But, sometimes it takes a good kick in the stomach to say, hey, look, our world isn't all rainbows and roses. There's stuff going on, too.
We have roses?
Sometimes. Here and there. But I think it's great that Animal Farm will have a video game, because then it then has a new medium to be exposed. It's not just a book; it's people can experience it through a video game as well. And I think it'd be really interesting if maybe once this game comes out, if maybe like teachers say, "Hey, like this video game as an assignment." So I think that'd be really cool.
Uh-oh. We have a problem, folks. Oh, man. Hold on. I have no idea what just happened. I guess Animal Farm was too serious. So that one was my fault. Let me see if I can get her back on. That one's on me. That one's my mistake, folks. So Lord Brioche was talking about the Animal Farm. She was getting in. It's real. I think that one's on me. That one's definitely on me. Yeah. Let's see. Yep. Hold on one sec. I'm gonna call her again.
Hello again.
Alright, sorry about that, folks. That one was on me. That one was definitely on me.
I was thinking, I froze. And I don't know how to unfreeze myself. And then just,
I think that one was on me. Not too sure. We were talking about Animal Farm. It was getting so serious. See what happens when you talk smack about Malcolm's Web? Malcolm got in the computer. You mess with the internet. You mess with the World Wide Web, and now that's the result. I see you, Malcolm. We're going to stop talking about you, man. I look forward to see you in Animal Farm. Malcolm's Web, man. Don't mess with Malcolm. Don't mess with Malcolm. Anyways, though, Mario is officially no longer a plumber. According to Mario's new update, the official Japanese language profile, the character says he's no longer a plumber. He quits! Because, he's done everything else. The man's been a doctor, a janitor. He saves like this one chick 1,000 times. I think she saved him like twice. He's a wrestler. He's a cook. He's an Olympic gold medalist. He's I think he's Italian. I'm not too sure. Because, speaking of that, there's actually one group that's really upset that Mario is no longer a plumber. Guess what group this is, folks? I'll give you like 2 seconds. 1, 2. All right, that's enough time. If you couldn't guess now, look, man. Fox News was very upset when they found out that Mario is no longer a plumber. They were very, very disappointed. In fact, they went so far as to say that it's because Mario is no longer No, I think they said it's like it was the end of the working class. That was one. They said they blamed it on, you know, PC, politically correct. I did, you know, this. It's like they were just really surprised. They were just like, "Oh no, what does Mario do now?" And it's just like, "Oh no, I guess, you know, we're not gonna ignore all the other stuff that Mario's done." Like the man's literally been a doctor. You can actually call him a doctor. He's been a doctor. He saved people's lives. Yo, he saved the whole kingdom by cleaning up their shit. He saved the whole kingdom when he was one dimension. He saved the whole kingdom when he was 3-dimensional. He can possess people. He can be whoever he wants to be, man. Oh, I'm sorry, not possession. What was it? He's capturing people with his hat. No possession here, folks. But, you know, gosh forbid, you know, Mario no longer a plumber. Oh, no, it's the end of the working class. It's the end. Mario's no longer a plumber. But what do you think, Lord Brioche? Think this is the end of the world? Lord Brioche? No longer a plumber?
I mean, it's kind of funny seeing people react. But, you know, maybe he's on to better things, isn't he? And he's been so many things, and sometimes it wasn't always a plumber, but when someone quits a job and they go on to do other things, like, I mean, you can be happy or sad, but I try to look on the more positive side of things, and it's like, okay, like, he's no longer a plumber, that's, you know, that's another chapter closed, and a new chapter will begin. But, like, Fox News, really.
If you look it up, they talk about, like, Luigi. They're like, what happened to Luigi? And it's just like, Look, man, to me, Mario will always be Hollywood. And I guess a hero, if you know, depending on which circles. But he'll always be Hollywood to me. And don't forget, man, if you don't know how Hollywood Mario is, look up the Mario movie that came out back in the 90s.
Or don't.
Nah, look at that movie, man. You can see how wonderful the Goombas are and everything.
Bowser.
Hollywood Mario. Alright, Lord Brioche, you go. I'm done.
Alright.
Unless you got anything to say.
So, let's talk about some technology, or perhaps hardware. So, recently, Logitech came out with another trackball mouse. And people are like, a trackball mouse? Like, what? Like, who even uses those anymore? Excuse me? I use a trackball mouse? Okay. Yes.
What is that?
Dude, it's a...
What is that?
I swear, man. Like, it's so much easier
That's
to
real?
use. Enough. Look, okay.
How does it work?
So what do we have? We have the trackpad, we have the regular mouse. But with the regular mouse, whether I don't know who, maybe there's still people who use wired mouses. Oh, okay, yeah, like you have a wired mouse. But you have to physically move it around, right?
Yes,
you need a mouse pad for it, you need room.
I can just press the button on the side.
On your desk for it. And, some people don't have a lot of desk space. Maybe they don't have desks at all. And that's where this thing comes in really handy, because you don't need...
I don't have a desk.
You don't need to move it around. You just move this thing around. And...
But
I know, it's hard to use.
What about this? What about the LED?
Everyone has a preference, but for some people
I can't believe that exists.
Oh my gosh. I swear, like, when I bring this mouse to my lab, people are like, what is that? I'm just like, it's a mouse! Like, they're looking at it like it's some kind of alien object, and I'm just like, it's still a mouse, it just works a little differently, like, people have different ways of doing things, and then I don't hate, but it's so ridiculous when, I guess, like when people try to use my computer or whatever to like print things out or whatever, they put their hand on the mouse and then they're just like, like they don't know. Oh goodness, yes, it might be a little hard to use at first, but once you get more used to it, it's actually really convenient because I love taking this on the plane.
Hold on.
This.
Goofy, look what she's got. She's got this weird mouse, bro. Weird mouse.
Goodness gracious. Like, when I go on the plane, it's great, because, they only have those small trays that, like, flip out. Right. Or maybe you just want to have your laptop on your lap. And then this is great, because you just put it down, and then... Wow.
Did you see it, folks? Did you see it? Did you see it? It's like can we see it again? Goofy, look.
Oh
I haven't seen that since the 90s.
Hey,
I have not seen that since the 90s.
Okay, well, now Logitech has a new one, and I bet it's even, like, better than the one I have now. Although, let's see.
What? And it's $100. You see, look, Goofy, you see this price right here?
It's a bit expensive, but
it's Bluetooth. Oh, and the ball is difficult to remove for cleaning, so if you get any crumbs in there, this
one's super easy. You just pop it out.
Oh my gosh! Did you see that? Oh my gosh!
Oh goodness!
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. It's like
so. I don't know about this new one, but this one's a little older and I'm assuming cheaper. Definitely not $100. But if for whatever reason you don't want to use a mouse pad or you don't want to be like moving this around all the time, I don't know, maybe you have a wrist problem and you just want to like have your wrist chill and let your thumb do all the work. This is a great option for that too. I know my wrists is play piano and sometimes my wrists hurt and when I get on the computer I'm just like, oh, so this is great. So yes, there are people who use the trackball mouse, okay, where it's not some mythical object, it's not an object of old legend or of
it's like you have a leprechaun.
Times.
It's like I really found out leprechauns are real. Like, the first time I saw that, I was like, how do you use this thing? Who would use it? And that was like 5 years ago. And it was like old and dusty, and you're using one. Like, wow.
Anyways.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So, and then I don't know, maybe some people have never heard of the trackball mouse before, because apparently it's such a rare thing, but yeah. Check it out if you want.
This is like, it's like having the rarest retro game of all time. Like this, that's the equivalent of your.
Anyways.
Oh my god! Damn, if that's not hype, I don't know what is. Like, what? Can we see it again one more time?
Oh my goodness!
Look at it, folks. Look at it. Can you remove the ball again? And it's just.
This one's super
oh easy. My gosh, bro! And then she has like this little toy and stuff like that. Like she could just roll it on the floor and bounce it off the wall. And then look, it just easily attaches. Oh my goodness. That's incredible. What was I going to talk about?
Please, take us to the next topic. Enough of this.
Yeah. What? Oh, yeah. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm just. Well, Destiny has a microtransaction problem. So I think they also have a track. Yeah, let's Snog. We gotta get Snog a trackball. I think that. But yeah, so people are upset that Destiny 2 has one-time use shaders. And what makes it even worse is the shaders don't cover the whole body. They only cover a small portion of the body, which at first wouldn't be that much of a problem. But the fact that you get these shaders and you use them one time and then it's gone forever, you don't get to keep them. They're gone forever. And the fact that you have to pay for these shaders, man. People are just like getting pissed about it. Like, I've actually got a few Reddit pages where people have gone on and they're just like, yo, man, what are you doing over there? You know, Bungie, you acting real 343. I'm gonna need you to stop it, man. In fact, it's gotten to the point where people have made the hashtag "Make Fashion Great Again" in Destiny 2. It's getting real. It's getting serious, man. Like these shaders, these microtransactions, these loot boxes where you get this stuff. Is this not enough? Like, damn, we have to pay that much for fashion? Fashion can't be free for us? We can't keep our fashion, bro. I can't look beautiful in Destiny. I mean, granted, I wasn't gonna get Destiny 2 right away. But I'm just saying, because low key, I kind of wanted this. It was like my secret hidden. I was gonna tell people last minute, like, oh yeah, I got Destiny 2, by the way. And people would have been like, what? Like, you know, yo, man, you gotta pay for fashion, microtransactions. How much money do you need, Activision? Or Bungie? Or both of you guys, man? Come on, this is too much. I'm gonna read this. Actually, I don't even want to read it. Just in the show notes. Like, you should just go in there and, like, read these comments. People are, like, defending these shaders. Like, oh, it's not that big a deal. You can just do a raid. And, like, raids are not easy to do, folks. Right. You know, like, you can do a raid and you can just get the shader. It's not the fact that you can do a raid or you can pay for them. It's the fact that, what if you do this raid and you get some amazing gear, right? And you get, like, maybe one good-looking shader and the rest of it is shit. What do you do with that, man? Or what if you buy a loot box and you get like 3 or 4 really good shaders, but it's never enough because they're not going to give you the whole thing, especially if you look it up. And it even tells you in the freaking Reddit post, because someone actually did the loot box thing, you don't get the complete set. You only get a portion of it. But what if for that legendary gear you get, you want to put like the most amazing shader on? You're not going to be able to do that because if you think like, oh, this shader looks cool, I'm going to put this on my armor. What happens, like, as soon as you put it on, you do a quick raid, bam! There's like an even better looking one. So what the fuck do you do with the one that you put on? It's like, I don't know if I want to do this, man, because if I take this off, then I lose that amazing shader when I get something better. But then, and it's just that logic of like, if you have a really good shader, there's always something out there that could be better. And the fact that you can't keep it is scary. Because once you use it, it's gone. How do you know if you'll get it back again? Doing that same raid doesn't give you the same shader. Doesn't, folks. Make fashion great again. And most importantly, stop with this loot box shit, man. Damn. How much money do you need? Look, if games are so fucking expensive, I'm cool with you putting it up to $80. I've been saying that for a while. If you guys are talking about, well, they gotta make money, well then here's the thing. Make an $80 game. You wanna know why you won't do it? Because you know your game's gonna fucking suck. Because you're not gonna be able to pull the same bullshit that you guys have been doing before. I'm done with this shit, man. Lord Brioche, you go. Talk about how do you feel about this, man? I'm not even a fan.
I don't like it. Because I played Destiny 1 where, you know, the shaders, you got to keep them. And I don't know if it's because I'm a girl or whatever, but you know, when you have clothes, you buy them and you wear them. You're like, okay, cool. Next day you wear another outfit, and the day after that you wear another one, or maybe you go back to the first one. But you know, you buy it, your clothes are there, and I know I'm like using a real life analogy, but still, like you pay money for the clothes, and then you keep them, and then when you decide, like, oh, okay, I'm gonna wear this day, and then I'm gonna maybe wear it again next week. You know it's always gonna be there. But with this whole shader business in Destiny 2, suddenly it's gonna change the psychology of the players. Like, maybe they're gonna want to hoard shaders more, and I don't mind that you can customize different colors on different parts. That's kind of cool, because maybe, you know, you want to...
No, I agree with that.
Mix and match colors. But in Destiny, where you're probably constantly upgrading your armor, you might switch out pieces. You might be wearing different pieces for different attributes to go on different types of raids when you need different types of features for your character and whatnot, different bonuses. So with so many things going on, and with shaders only being a one-time use thing, it almost seems like such a waste, you know? And not only that, but it says here that director Luke Smith on Twitter, he said that one of their it seems like one of the reasons why they decided to make shaders a one-time use thing is, it says here, customization will inspire gameplay. With D2, we want statements like, I want to run the raid, trials, or go back to Titan to get more of its shader to be possible. The thing is, like, okay, if you want people to run raids more and run, like, other things more, there's so many other things you can do that make shaders a one-time use thing, you know? And with shaders, it's just because it's an aesthetic, and I'm sure people love to customize their characters, make them look badass, make them look cool, make them look pretty, whatever it may be. Like, I know I love customizing my characters and playing around with colors and whatnot. But not being able to keep that, not being able to keep something that you earned, and I'm sure there are other objects in the game, other items, like, oh yeah, you know, you got this armor. Like, armor isn't a one-time use thing. You put on armor, you take it off, it doesn't just, like, poof, goodbye, you know? So why do shaders have to be an exception? Not only that, but...
You got them shaders?
in games with sequels or prequels, I would assume the players would think, like, oh, okay, because things were this way in the first game. Oops.
She get mad, folks. She get mad.
Most likely, they're gonna stay the same in the next game, or maybe there will be a few tweaks here and there. Hopefully, they're tweaks for the better, though. This tweak, I don't know. I don't think it's for the better. And like you said, the microtransactions and the loot boxes and the... Like, I just want to buy a game and play it. Like, let me
Yo,
play
did
the
you
game.
hear that? There you go, finally. I finally got her on something.
Let me play the game! I'm trying to do, like, you know the frilled neck lizard when it's just like, whoosh, and it's like doing its frilled neck thing.
Are you talking about that weird dinosaur from Jurassic Park that killed... I see you really want your colors, man.
Yes! I want my shaders, man! I want all the colors.
I finally got her. Make fashion great again, folks.
Make fashion great again.
Look, man. I'm tired of this. How much money do you need? I keep trying to tell people. If $60 is not enough for these publishers, if you're telling me that this game costs more than $100 million and you need to make, you know, a bunch of different, you know, pre-order packages and stuff, then damn it, just make it an $80 game. It gave us everything, man. Like, at this point, these excuses are dumb. People are, like, defending this shit. Like, it's not that big a deal. You can do a raid. It's not that big a deal. You can just get another one. It's not that big a deal. You can buy it. It's not that big a deal. You don't have to buy it. It's not that big a deal. Oh, they need the money, man. They're broke. They're starving. Activision is, like, poor as fuck over there, man. They're starving. No one's eating at Activision. We gotta support Activision by buying this bullshit. Support Activision. They're broke. That's the look. What other excuses we got for this shit besides the fact that they just want more money to have more money? It's never enough. It's gonna get to the point where when you buy a game, you're gonna need your credit card to start the game. You're gonna need your credit card again just to go to the menu options. You gotta need your credit card again just to play story mode. And you're definitely gonna need your credit card with your social security card and your credit score just to fucking play online, man. You wanna know why it's possible? Because if we give these companies an inch, they're gonna take a whole continent. And they're doing that now, man. We gotta pay for shaders. We gotta pay for this. Pay for that. I'm tired of this shit, man. How much more of my money do you need? Damn, Activision, are you starving? Do you want my wallet? I will give you my wallet. You don't have to support this. It's not that big a deal. It's in the game. I don't want to pay for shit. Can I just buy, like Lord Brioche said, can I buy a game and play the fucking game and not have to spend more money unless I enjoy the fucking game? Is that so wrong? Like, is that so hard to do? I remember that used to be a thing back in the early 2000s and the 90s where I can just buy a game and play the game. And then it was like, if you had a great deal of people that played it, then you just made content for it. Is that so wrong? Am I just old? Did I get old recently? Is this like back in the day or something? Do I need to like get the gray hair and stuff and start saying, back in my day, we used to be able to play a game and not have to pay extra shit to play the fucking game. I used to be able to look pretty if I want to. I used to be able to get gear if I want to. Like, damn, you gotta pay to look pretty in Destiny 2? Why the fuck do you get Destiny 2 if you're not gonna look pretty? I want to look pretty in Destiny 2. I want to look pretty in any of my games.
On the other hand, though, in a way, it is our fault, our responsibility, because
yes, it is.
Shaders are just an aesthetic. They're not necessary to play a game. So people who really care about aesthetics, of course, they're going to be upset about this, and of course, a number of them will be pulled in because they like colors, because they like looks. And I think the game developers or whoever's behind this shader business, they know that, and they're playing off of that psychology in order to get us. So it's a difficult battle.
They're getting real greedy right now, folks.
They know it's marketing. It's business as well.
Man. That's Snog. Snog's in those meetings. Like, look, guys, we all need to come together. We all need to make sure that we charge for all this shit. We're charging them for everything. Colors is so easy. How many times people get gear? They're so easy to get right.
Colors is so easy.
People put color on gears.
Oh
We should just take away that access, and that's how we'll get more money. And then when we make this DLC shit, we're gonna take away something else that they love so they can pay for it. Those people who bought the $100 or $200 packages, oh, that's not even enough to access this game. We're gonna take everything. Let's get greedy.
Colors is easy.
Yo, man, that's what Shinnok says in those meetings, man.
Oh, boy.
He has the $1 bill. He has the first dollar bill he got from Mordor. And he was like, you know what? I can make more money this way. The greediness is here. Alright, I'm done. Lord Brioche, you got one more topic.
One more. On the brighter side, I do appreciate the trailer, the dance trailer that was put out for Destiny 2. It's super fun. The music's great. It's about I think 3 or so minutes.
Wait, hold up.
So,
Did you talk about the colors in Destiny in that trailer? You know how like people have different color armor?
Yes, and it's beautiful. And I bet you they're
you know, I'm just saying, man. You know, they can look pretty while dancing. You tell me you can't look pretty.
watch them like make super cool dances, but you have to pay like real money to unlock certain things. You want to be cool like in our trailer? Buy this dance.
How much would I bet they'll do that?
Oh heavens, I really hope they don't. Cause like, you know, oh my gosh, some of my fondest memories are dancing with my fire team, you know, like after we do the raid or like, you know, just goofing around. And like some of the dances are really bad, some of them are super funny. It's, you know, it's a part of the experience. So are the shaders, so is going on raids with people, so is grinding. And
grinding extra $4.99.
I completely understand that money is a necessity to live a certain way in this world.
and it's the way that most of us live. And I understand we need to pay bills. I understand we need to pay for food and take care of our families, take care of whatever else may be involved in our life.
Or
but
your
I
company.
think I really hope that they make changes to make more of their players happy. Because, we play games. Some of us play games to escape reality. Some of us play games to relieve stress. And the fact that some of these games might be adding more to the negative side of life. What with technically, yes, we don't have to complain about the shaders.
Yes, we do.
If
you pay $60 for that game, the fuck you? Yeah, you do. Whoever bought Destiny 2 has the fucking right to complain about shit that should have been free, like it was in Destiny 1. Fuck out of here. You better.
Yes,
you have the right to bitch and complain.
You can complain. You can make criticisms.
Damn right you can.
But there are different ways to go about things, and not that I necessarily agree with everything I say. I guess in a way, I'm also playing devil's advocate.
That's okay.
But with complaining, I think that if someone's gonna complain, okay, it's fine to complain, but what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna take action to fix the problem, or are you just gonna complain? So yes, sometimes it's okay to be like, oh, I hated that this is happening, whatever. And if you do it once, twice, maybe 3 times, okay, cool. But if you constantly complain about it, do something about it. Try and fix the problem if you can. And I understand, this is a big company, maybe one person emailing Bungie or just the company in general when I'm going hey, can you guys make shaders not a one-time use thing? Can we keep them? One person, probably not. But if a lot of people get together, if a lot of fans of the game or if a lot of players get together, who knows?
Gather the energy.
They might listen.
So what would you like to do? What do you think people should do then, Lord Brioche?
Because if I were in the company, if I were working there, and I saw a bunch of people complaining, I think that would feed into my negative side, going hey, we made this game. You don't necessarily have to play it. Yes, we know you love it, but hey, there are changes. But if someone were to come to me with a genuine criticism and explaining, I guess, in a more calm way, in a more level-headed way, hey, shaders, we used to be able to keep shaders in Destiny 1, why can't we keep them in 2? And then, have a conversation about it, rather than, I guess, clashing. Having a conversation where both sides can feel okay about each other. And hopefully work towards a solution where both can reach a compromise, So.
I like that idea. I was going to say, let's boycott this game, sell this bitch, sell the game, and then buy it used. For people that haven't bought Destiny yet, I would just say buy that shit used. Buy it used, because guess who makes the money? Not Activision and not Bungie.
GameStop.
Damn right. Power to the players. I know Gamer Composer's not a fan of that, but hey, man, power to the players. I was going to say buy that shit used if you really need the game, or, boycott that shit, man. Boycott it until they make the changes. Or, we can do it the civil way, the, Lord Brioche's nice way.
Or we can just, hit up their office and throw balls of fire and pitchforks.
I mean, no. You know what? I'm not saying that you should head up their office and throw balls of fire. I say you head up their office and you throw, balloons filled with paint.
Oh, God.
And make sure it's different color paint. Because you want to know why? And then on the balloons too, when you fill it with paint, put on there this is shader 1 or shader 2 or shader yellow, or say this is my shader for my left arm, and then you can throw the one for your right, and then you can throw the one for your chest, then for your head, and then for your legs. That's what I'm saying. I don't really care, man. Yes. You could throw it at Activision, you could throw it at Bungie, you could throw it at. Just don't throw it at us, man. But I'm not condoning violence. I am just saying there are 2 ways to do it. You have the Lord Brioche way, which is very nice and civil and respectable, and may actually be the correct way of doing things. Because, trying to talk to a person is a good thing to do. Or you can do it my way and buy that shit used and make sure Activision and Bungie doesn't get a shit of that money. Or you can do it my other way, my like even crazier way, and just take some balloons, fill it with paint, and just throw it at their building. You know, it's up to you. And I would pick Lord Brioche's way. It's actually the more correct way. But my way's more fun.
Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna find someone. I don't know who. Maybe I'll talk about it next episode. But I'm gonna see if I can email. I'm only one person, but if you want to come join me, please do. I'm gonna write an email. Say like, hey.
Do it.
Maybe.
Do it. I would like to see that.
In another update, if you guys could. Just the shaders. You know, it doesn't have to be a huge thing. Just change the shaders, please. We want to customize our characters and make them look cool. And, you know, I think maybe if I understand that, like, you know, in different parts of developing a game, there's so much that goes into it. But if they do things a certain way, and I'm thinking maybe if they do make shaders permanent, like they did in Destiny 1, who knows? And then maybe with like each update, or maybe every other update, they come up with a new shader, a new aesthetic. People will go, "Oh my gosh, like that's sick! Yeah, let's go in the raid and get that one." I think that'll also get people to go and do raids.
Oh
and
my
go on
gosh!
trials.
See how smart that was, ladies and gentlemen. See how easy that was in my idea.
And, you know, okay, maybe you can keep shaders and microtransactions as well, but like with more new, people love new stuff. People love
gear,
like, updates and whatnot. Gear, yeah. And when they see something that they really like, they're gonna do what they can to get it. But like, yes, some of the hardcore people will pay money to get that stuff. But for the rest of us who want to maybe not spend so much, I mean, that'll get us to play the game. Hey, you know what? Actually, no. If they take shaders off of microtransactions and they make them only available in raids, and maybe take them off the vendors too, so that way you can't. I don't know. These are just ideas, but and you know, some people might disagree with me, and that's totally okay. But if they put shaders only in the raids, that'll get them to go on raids more. And then if they get to keep them, and it's like, yes, you know, it's super valuable. Because, well, I guess in a way, if they're only one-time use, they're even more valuable. But people will be more frugal about using them, and that's never fun, you know, having to like hoard a bunch of stuff because you're afraid of losing it after using it. So there's so many other different ways. So yes, I'm going to send Bungie or Activision or someone an email.
No,
you know what?
It's both.
Maybe I will hit up Mr. Luke Smith on Twitter and see if something can be changed. And if not, that's fine too, but at least, you know, trying is what counts.
And if you would like to join us, you know, message us at the Chronicles of Gamers podcast at gmail.com. The Chronicles of Gamers podcast at gmail.com. That way we can combine all that with Lord Brioche's email, or we can at least say, you know, when Lord Brioche tweets, like, these are the people that support us. And if not, we're gonna buy your game used, or, you know, to get some paintballs and keep joining. I'm not recommending that third option.
We are here.
You know what? Not paintballs. I think that's very rude. I still go with the balloons filled with paint. I think that's better. Is that it, Sophia?
That's all from my end.
See, man, I got her. She's finally understanding. No more loot boxes. No more microtransactions. You know, man, Schnogg's over here. I told you, man, Schnog be in those meetings. He be in those boardrooms. He like, yo, we're gonna milk this money for all it's got. We're gonna get these whales and everything. All of us. We're gonna take a small break. Then when we come back, we're gonna go into the next topic for $4.99. So,
Hello everyone, welcome back, and now we are moving on to our Indie Radar section. This is where we talk about any indie games that we've come across that we really like, and then we want to share with you guys. So, Efocutioner, do you have an indie game you would like to share with us? I mean, if not, that's okay.
No.
No? Okay, for sure. Cool.
Sorry.
So, I have a game. I found it on itch.io. You can play it for free. And it is a browser game, so a lot of itch.io games, they have files that you have to download. But with browser games, you can just play it right there. So, hey. So the game is called
Ninja Turtles.
Running... It's called Running with Scissors! And, as a kid, I always ran with scissors because, it's just the safest thing to do.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. Of course not, no. Although I used to have a Furby, and I would, trim its hair because I thought it got a little too long.
Oh, that's fine. That's not bad.
But anyways, so Running with Scissors, it was a game developed by 6 people. They, as far as I know, they don't have, they're not together, as a studio, so I'm assuming there's 6 people who came together to make the game. And it's a pixel retro-ish kind of game with 8-bit-ish music, which is really cool. And the music's really cool too.
Nice.
And it's a platformer. And basically, Running with Scissors, it's a game where you play as this dude, and you run. It automatically moves you, and you have to jump over obstacles like trash bins and cars and whatnot, and you get to cut off people's clothes. That gets you the most points. So, throughout the game, you can also collect, these scissors icons, but I think the most points is when you cut someone's clothes off. I remember the first time I played the game, Efocutioner was also on Skype with me, and I was just like, how do you cut people's clothes off? And then, the directions are, right underneath the game, but I just didn't read them because I was so excited to play. I wanted to cut some clothes off. But anyways, yeah, make sure you read the directions so that way you know, the controls and whatnot. And it's a fairly straightforward game. And, yeah, that's Running with Scissors.
See how many points you can get by cutting people's clothes off. Oh my gosh. So we're gonna skip the commercials and we're gonna go straight into sound test. This is where we like to talk about any video game music or scores that we heard or we fell in love with or like, man. Sound test, mic check. I'm gonna take over because I know Lord Brioche is kind of busy with the scissors. I got a chance to listen to Dragon Quest V's OST, and a track that I actually enjoyed listening to, and I've been playing it on repeat for the last few days, has been Melody of Love. It's really romantic, really sweet. I really tend to like more scores, or at least video game music that's more on the romantic side. So, but I really like this track. It's pretty decent. I think you might as well enjoy it too if you were into the romantic Gucci stuff. Yeah, that's about it. Gucci. Stop it. No, it's enough. I'm only acting that way because it's almost October. The time of love.
I was thinking Halloween, but I mean...
Yeah, Halloween. Love. Love is Halloween.
Oh.
Halloween is love.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
So, for my sound test, it's the same as from Running with Scissors. I'm a fan of 8-bit music, so take it. I would say give it a listen on YouTube, except it's not on YouTube. I
wasn't able to find it on SoundCloud when searching. So I guess the only way to listen to, I guess unless you send a message to the team that developed the game, you can ask them for the file or ask them if they uploaded it elsewhere just for the listening portion. But as far as I know, the only way to listen to the soundtrack is just by leaving the game on with us. So, give it a listen, people. Learning with Scissors. I don't know if the track has an actual track name, so right now I can only call it Learning with Scissors track.
It's TM83. Hold on. Let me make sure I said it right. It is. I know there's a TM for. Oh, it's HM. It's HM. Where's the TM? No, it's HM. It's HM01. Yeah, that's the name of the track. HM01.
HM01?
Yes.
Like. Oh, cut! Oh my gosh! Dude! That was cool.
I thought I fucked up the joke.
I was like, that sounds a lot like the Pokemon. And then I got it. Dang, that was cool.
We're gonna skip the commercial again and go into True Story. You know, we're just skipping a bunch of commercials.
Mm-hmm. Just going straight through.
Yeah, man, we're just cutting that shit out. At least for these few episodes. But True Story, you know, where we like to brag about shit. And you could brag about shit too if you email us at the Chronicles of Gamers podcast at gmail.com and tell us your story. Lord Brioche, go. Because I know you got one that's pretty funny.
Yeah, so Fire Emblem. I love the game. I can only play on casual mode because I'm really bad at strategy. My characters die all the time, so I can't have them be gone forever. I need them to come back so I can complete the rest of the game. So I don't even think it was story mode. I think it was like one of the extra maps where you can just like get experience and whatnot. So I'm trying to level up my characters and have them level up in ranks as well for their it's not social rank, that's persona. It's oh my gosh, I forgot what it's called in Fire Emblem, but they have these like ranks C, B, A, and then S if you want like the two characters to marry. So I'm trying to like get this rank up for these two characters as well as level them up. And I was on the last enemy. I thought, okay, you know, this is cool, just like sweeping up this map. And my character, the one that I was attacking with, had low health, and she was gonna die in probably like one more hit. But I thought, well, she's attacking first, and this enemy only has a little, like, the small chunk of health left, so it should be fine. But the thing is, like, with this specific class, their hit rate is a little bit lower than most because of the weapons they use. Mm-hmm. But to make up for their accuracy, they're really strong. So I thought, but it should have been no problem with this one because it tells you the stats before you make the attack. And for me, it said 91% accuracy for this 91. Character. 91! That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I thought, okay, sure. So I click A to confirm, and it, like, it goes into, it's Fire Emblem Fates, by the way. So it like, swirls, and then it goes from that view to, like, in battle view, and then you see the two characters getting ready to fight. So my character goes, she, like, swings her club. It's Rinka, by the way, for those of you who know about Fire Emblem Fates. Swing her club, and then the words is just the animation. The animation pops up, and it's like, oh, miss, and the sound plays in my ears, and my eyes just went like, what? You know? So it's like, oh, miss, and then I watch the enemy character come up to Rinka, and then just, like, smack her down, and of course she dies. I thought, you had a 91% hit rate. How did you miss? 91%.
I mean, that's you know, you just got unlucky. Got that unlucky 9%. Yeah, it's not too bad.
I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal because one, she would come back anyways, and it was towards the end of the battle. But I just thought the game couldn't let. I would understand if it was like a 66% chance, or maybe even 70 or 80, and she missed. But 91%, the game was just like, nah, you can't have this.
Nah.
Oh
you
no!
can't, man. It's too much.
So now I just every time I see like even the 90% now with any character, I'm just like, okay, I press the A button and I just like cross my fingers and I just pray and hope that they hit. It's terrible. Like I'm constantly scared now. Like the only thing that guarantees a hit is 100%, unless they have like Garda, but that's a different story.
True story.
True story. 91%.
Hey man, it sucks that you get that 9%. Hey, that's usually how it goes in the realm of RPGs. Get unlucky. Speaking of unluckiness on Lord Brioche's thing, I got some unlucky moment. So my dumbass is deciding to get Sora's legendary Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts 1 because I've never gotten it before. And the reason I never gotten it before is I was like, you know what, this grind is kind of OC. And I was like, you know what, I really want to see how bad it can be. And I had to, if you don't know, you have to get level 6 on the synergy, or not synergy, but like the synthesis list. So you have to go from level 1 to level 6. In order to go to level 6, you need to create every item at least once, levels 1 through 5, on the synthesis list. So you have to like get certain amount of crystals and stuff, and it'll create that one item, and you have to do it for this whole entire list. Now I'm going through, I think I'm on list 4 right now. But what I have to do is I have to collect this thing called Serenity Power. And in order to get a Serenity Power, you have to do this activity either in Tarzan's world or in Ariel's world. And I wasn't going to go underwater because I didn't like that shit. So I decided to do it in Tarzan's. So you have to find these 3 white mushrooms and they'll be completely frozen. And you have to use stop to unfreeze them. And once you unfreeze those 3 white mushrooms, then you meet this giant pink Arguus. It's kind of like a pink and green mushroom. And he's kind of big. He's like, dancing around like, nah, what you gonna do? And you have to hit this guy 50 times in order to get 1 Serenity Power. Now, when I looked it up, I heard that if you do it the 50 times, it would be, you would automatically get it. So I thought it was 100% rate. See? I thought it was 100%. Come to find out, it's not 100%. Because it's actually 10%. Yeah.
10%?
10%.
Dude, are you sure you didn't? Maybe the person who typed it, accidentally added it.
So I was looking online and people said if you get 50 hits off this on the pink Argashuas, I'm just gonna call it the pink mushroom, the pink and green mushroom. But they said if you get 50 hits on the pink and green mushroom, you'll automatically get Serenity Power. So when I read that, I was like, oh, okay, that shouldn't be a problem. So the first time I did it, I had wind attached, and then I just started hitting them. And I did I got the 50 hits the first time, and I got 1 Serenity Power. But I needed 2. So the second time, I left the world, came back, and it takes a while for you to get the 3 white mushrooms because that's already a rare thing to get. But, I kind of had the Encounter Plus, so it wasn't that hard. And once I, unfroze the 3 white mushrooms, there he was again. So then I did the 50. And he didn't drop a Serenity Power. And he left. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I thought I was just unlucky. Now, mind you, I had Lucky Strike equipped. So pretty much that increases my rate of getting rare items or more money. Actually, no, rare items, more money, all that stuff. But pretty much I had the Lucky Strike equipped on all 3 characters. So my percentage should have increased. So I think it's more than like 10%. It should have been like 30 or 40. But I did it again and I got nothing. I did it again and I got nothing. I did it again and I got nothing. I did it so much that I really thought I did it 10 times, but I actually looked it up. And I believe I did it 4 or 5 times. And I had no fucking Serenity power. So if you don't know how hard it is, even if you have Encounter Plus, you have to leave the area and come back. So I had to do that at least on average 8 times to leave the area and come back to get the 3 white mushrooms. Then while getting that, I have to unfreeze them. Then I have to have enough MP to be able to hit him 50 times. And I did that 5 times. Nothing happened. So on average, that was close to almost 2 hours of nothing. I believe it was close to 2 hours on nothing. And then just when I was just about to give up, I actually got it. But I actually had 51 hits. And I was like, ain't that a bitch? So I thought to myself, like, do I need to get 51 hits or 50 hits? And I looked it up, and that's when I found out it's really 10%, unless you have everything attached, and it's just a little bit higher. And I believe it was said over, like, close to 40%. But even still, I had 5 times of no fucking Serenity power. And I looked to myself like, why is this so hard to get the items you need in this game? Like, damn.
Hey, at least you get to grind for them and there's no microtransactions.
Yeah. Microtransactions.
This is what you want, right?
Yes, that is true. That is touche. I'm going to pop the fuck off when I get Sora's legendary weapon. I might not even get Goofy's or Donald's. I just might get Sora's and be like, look, fuck y'all. I'm gonna give you some generic crap. I'm not doing this grinding stuff no more. It's almost as bad as doing fucking Tidus's thing for Final Fantasy X legendary weapon. I'm not look, whatever, man. True story. That shit's a bitch. Yo, percentages don't mean shit in games.
Dude, I know, right? Probability, man. 91%, 10%. Oh, you know what? You are so right. Because my brother and I played Warframe a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
To go grinding for like it was something for Rhino. And it was a 33.3333 chance or whatever for something to chop, because there were 3 different parts and it was split evenly for like which one would drop. So we ran the map several times, and I think by the time my brother Pascal, he calculated, it never dropped the one piece that we needed. We had the other 2, but kept running it. We're like, okay, come on, man, give us the thing, and then the rewards would come up, and we're just like, no! Like, I think by the time we finally got it, Pascal was like, the fact that we didn't get that item this many times in a row, that was like 0.0001 chance of that happening. I was just
like, what? 0.0.
I swear, sometimes I think like someone is just online in some other network or whatever, and somehow they're connected to you, and they're like, I'm gonna give this person a hard time.
You know who's probably doing that? It's Snog. Snog the Greedy.
He's like, hey, you don't want to grind anymore? Let me bring in some loot boxes where you can just get the item you need.
Yes, this is how we get those microtransactions in. We must
immediate satisfaction.
My precious. True story. That's what Snog does. Every time you fuck up a grinding session, he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Messing with the algorithm. Going in there with his C++ and his JavaScript programming. HTML.
Oh,
Python. Alright. Damn, that's almost 90. It's over 90 minutes. Oh, okay. You know, we're gonna skip the commercials again because I didn't know. Yo, time flies when. Thank you, Lord Brioche, for that. Time flies when you're having fun. So we're at the point of the show where we're gonna have to wrap it up. But before we wrap things up, before we say goodbye,
my favorite part.
You already know what time it is. It's time for selfless plugins. Selfless plugins. Go.
These dark chocolate covered marshmallows from Trader Joe's are so amazing. They're great. They're 10 out of 10. Would recommend. So if you want some sweets, these are great. You know what's also great?
How much is the DLC?
There is no DLC. That's
oh my gosh, that's already...
You buy it, and you get it.
Damn.
These, crispy, crunchy oatmeal raisins.
So there's raisins in it.
Oh, you don't like raisins?
No, man. Why would you put candy? Why would you put something sweet? Like what? Why would you
Some
put fruit and candy?
Like raisins. Oh, so.
See?
These are really great too.
2 out of 10.
As are these honey butter flavored potato chips. If you want something more on the savory side. And
this moment you're just getting up all this snacks.
If you want some inner peace, you know, some relief from the stress of microtransactions, you have some inner peace.
Get some inner peace.
These are great as well. All of these items you can get at Trader Joe's, and all of these items I promote and recommend. So, no bread this time, but maybe I'll have some bread next time.
So that's what you did on 2 weeks ago. You just invaded Trader Joe's.
Yeah, I was just like, I want one of everything. I'm taking over this store. That is my shameless plug-in. Efocutioner?
Selfless plug-in. I didn't go invade no Trader Joe's, but I think I will go invade Jules Osco and buy me some snacks after looking at that, because I might get some, Mountain Dew and Doritos. Or, for my Shadow of War people who've been paying attention at the horrible shit that Warner Brothers has been doing, I won't tell you what it is because I want them to, give them a chance to explain themselves. But I saw some Tortillas pizza rolls that had the Shadow of War code on them. So I think I might get some pizza rolls.
Nice.
And I might get that in-game gold, and I might sell it off to people for, free 99. No, but I will probably get some snacks at Jules Osco. That's all I got. But you got the Chronicles of Gamers. You can, Chronicles of Gamers, Chronicles of Gamers, Chronicles of Gamers, Chronicles of fucking Gamers. Again. Well, I mean, you can add the F word in it. I actually put it in the SEO. If you type in the Chronicles of fucking Gamers, we'll still pop up.
Does it actually? Dude, that's
great. You're welcome to double check, because I don't think I took that out. But yeah, you can find us on Facebook, the Chronicles of Gamers. Shout out to we got a new follower on the Facebook page. I saw someone like it. I was like, what? Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, nice. Yo, man.
Do we get to find out who our followers are, or is it just like...
Nope, we get to find out who our followers are.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Did you see who the new followers?
Yeah, let me put his name out there. Give me 1 second. I'm always logged in on the Facebook. But just a reminder, guys, I'm always on. Even if it doesn't seem like I'm on, I'm always on. I'm just very silent when I'm on, but I'm always on. I'm always on.
Oh my gosh. It's like that slug from Monsters, Inc. Like, I'm always watching it.
Alright. Let me see if I can find this guy. I don't know if the guy wants me to put his name out there, but I'll put his first name.
Cool.
Joseph.
Joseph!
He likes the Chronicles of Gamers. Where's your phone? Couldn't you just get...
Oh, you know what? You're right. I don't know. Where's my phone? I'm constantly like...
Yep. Joseph. That's all I'm going to say. So I don't know if this man wants me to put his whole name out there.
Thank you for following us, Joseph!
See, there you go. So we got a new follower on Facebook. You can follow us on twitter.com, COG Podcast. Or you can follow us on YouTube, Chronicles of Gamers. You can follow us on VidMe, Chronicles of Gamers. Shout out to both of you guys, VidMe and YouTube. Although I haven't gotten any messages, man. I'm kind of sad, you know. I haven't gotten any comments, but I get views and I get upvotes. But I mean, I just want to get some comments, man. You know, let me know what you like, what you dislike. SoundCloud. I'm still using you until you die. I think it's the end is coming up, so you know, R.I.P. pretty soon. But hey, man, I'll let you know where we're gonna go to next. And of course, if you want to message us one more time, man, for those that didn't hear, you can message us at Chronicles of Gamers Podcast at gmail.com. Once again, it's the Chronicles of Gamers Podcast at gmail.com. You can just message us. You can say hi, what's up, what you doing. You know, we're here. You know, we're always here. I'm always online, so as soon as you message, I'll know. If Schnog says hi, he's going to try and get us more shit to pay for.
Wonderful.
And that is our selfless plugins, folks. I'm watching you. Alright. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, and for watching. I'm out of here. We're out of here. So, stay lit.
Ow.